Here we go. Assalamu alaikum. Time for another party, y'all. This party is called Sense of Purpose. There's a reason for this party. It's probably around 7, maybe 7:30 a.m. in my region at this moment. I was asleep, having a great time in my sleep. I was having a lucid dream. Most nights when I sleep, I have lucid dreams. My lucid dreams occur in my city, and it's pretty much the same map as if I walked outside and interacted with what we call reality. My dreamscape looks just like reality. The only difference is there's times where I have what you would call superhuman powers, right? I can fly, take bullets and all that good stuff. As in, you shoot me, I feel the pressure, don't feel the heat, don't feel the pain, and I can keep coming at you until I take your weapon from you. I haven't necessarily killed anybody in a dream because I don't believe in that, but if it came to it, your life is going to be taken before mine if I can help it, dreaming or real. In this particular dream, though, that I had this morning, I had a situation. I was thirsty. I needed something to drink, but I was at a cross section at a busy avenue, and I knew where I could get to some water. The problem was I was about a mile away, and probably would have dehydrated myself getting there just on foot, because yes, I do feel what's going on. Let's see here. Ma Diara Mesh Shoroki. Our Father's peace to you. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for joining the party. I appreciate it. This party, it's called A Sense of Purpose. I'm talking about a lucid dream I had, but I'm going somewhere with it. So I was dreaming and I was thirsty. I needed to travel. I was standing at a busy intersection, and there was a school bus that was turning left. And then there was a lot of traffic. And so, knowing that the school bus was going to turn, I decided I wanted to hitch a ride. As the bus turned, I grabbed onto the actual door that opens up, right? And the bus driver basically panicked and would not move from the section, and me knowing within myself, yes, I know I'm dreaming, but I also know that, no, this is not the correct procedure to do while in traffic. School buses aren't supposed to have somebody hanging on the side of it, right? And I wasn't trying to cause any harm. So really, I hung on to the side of the bus, and then I saw some city buses roll through. The school bus was in the turning lane, and the city buses were going through on the right side. In my city, if you are not standing at a bus stop with a sign right there, the bus will not stop to pick you up. And so I saw 2 buses go through. We are living within a pandemic era, and so in my city, there will be 2 buses on the same route at the same time, in the necessity to pick up enough people. So they can only carry maybe 12 or 15 people at a time. So if there's more than 12 or 15 people on one bus, there's another bus behind it to pick up more passengers. I see the 2 buses coming, so I jump off of the school bus. I run across the street, but the city buses kept going. So I turned back around, and the school bus started turning to leave the light. They were at a traffic light. I jumped back onto the side of that bus, right? The school bus went up the block and stopped, and the lady driving the bus opened up the door. And she started fussing at me, but she said, "Come on, get inside." I'm like, all right, cool. But while I'm sitting there and she takes off again, I noticed, all right, there's 2 other adult ladies. There's one driving, and then there's 2, one sitting directly behind the bus driver and another across the aisle. And they're laughing like they're sharing an inside joke. And I noticed that basically what they were saying is that the bus driver had radioed in to call the police because I was hanging on the side of the bus. Hey, you know what? Like I said, I do have certain powers in my dreams, and I was in Spider-Man mode, basically. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know what? I don't mean any harm. I'm not even talking to them. I'm just letting them talk. Let them do what they do. Not worried about it. The bus went about 3/4 of a mile down the road and was pulling up to a stop. And when they got there, I noticed it's a lineup of adults, not children going to school. It's adults. And one of the guys walks up and he shows his ID and he proceeds to get up onto the bus. And so when the door opened, I jumped off before that guy could get on. And the bus took off after the other people got on, and I could hear the ladies basically cackling, talking about how they were going to get me. And no, I wasn't all that smart, right? So I'm not worried about that. I'm looking for water, right? So I go, I crossed over an empty lot, and I noticed a spigot, a water spigot, a spout. And I turned the spout and started getting some water. The bus paused for the cause. There's times where I'll be talking and the video drops. So sometimes I don't do live, sometimes I just do a straight up pre-recording and upload. Excuse me. I felt like I needed to go ahead and express this one. So here we go, back to the story. The bus turned and went into the neighborhood. I also went into the neighborhood on a different block, found a water spigot, turned it on, cupped my hands, and started drinking water from my hands. I turned and I looked, and I could see the bus coming around the block. So I ran across the street, jumped behind the house, because I knew they were looking for me, okay? I knew they were looking for me. I knew they were trying to alert the police on me. When I was just minding my business, I needed to get some water. And as the bus passes by, I can actually see another adult lady sitting in the back of the bus looking, trying to find me, right? And I stepped around the side of the house and bam, she caught my eye and I caught hers. So next thing I know, I wake up because I'm getting a notification. It was actually 4:15 real time. I was getting a notification from Facebook. All right, let me let you know, I'm on all kinds of platforms. This is not the only one. I've been spending a lot of time on Instagram lately. That's also why I'm posting this particular party. Sense of Purpose. That's the name of this party. All right. So, Kiramero, Assalamu alaikum. Our Father's peace to you. It's been a while since I've seen you. Good to see you. Thank you for joining the party. All right. So, like I was saying, this party is called Sense of Purpose. I woke up at 4:15, real time. I had a notification from a person who I call Krillin. If you've ever watched Dragon Ball Z, there's a person that I know, I've known him for almost 20 years. I call him Krillin, and my characteristics are a lot like Piccolo. And you know how Piccolo treats Krillin. There's a reason why I call this guy Krillin. I had posted something on Facebook yesterday. It was talking about the concept of why we should wear masks. Cover your face, social distancing, the whole nine. And Krillin is on this, he's on this tirade about how it's a big conspiracy and COVID is fake and it's all just a big way for us to be blinded and misled or whatever. Look, I'm here to tell you, there's sickness out here. There's death out here. And whether you want to believe in it being the virus or whatever the case may be, people are dying. That is real. And as far as I'm concerned, if you can cover your face to help protect other people as well as yourself, then go ahead and do it. But if you're going to sit there and argue about not wearing it and talking about it's a controversy and a cover-up and all of that mess, do that on your own time. I do post up and I do allow people to comment. But if you come onto my posts and you are just being trivial or just trying to argue for the sake of argument or push whatever your agenda is, I will tell you, hey, go on to your own post and do that. Don't go to what I'm talking about and try and pull in the people that I'm communicating with. Number one, I'm not buying anybody to come to me. You come to me because you enjoy what it is that I'm posting. So I'm not going to attack you with no stuff like that. If I give you information, number one, it's going to be backed up with resources. And if I tell you, hey, the government is lying to you, I'm going to give you information behind it. I'm not going to come at you with a whole bunch of text typing that's capitalized like I'm yelling at you. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm not going to call you stupid. But that's what Krillin tries to do. He and I have been going back and forth for about 3 years now. He keeps trying to come in and try and talk to the audience that's walking with me. You know, I don't call anybody who is with me a follower. You know, you're my audience, and the stuff that you post up, I check it out, and if I like it, I'm checking it out too. You know, I'm right there with you. You know, I don't expect people to just come and tune into what I'm doing. I'm tuned in. There's a saying, ear to the ground. That means I'm listening directly. All right? I'm watching. My senses are there. I feel it. You know, that's why I was telling the story about my lucid dreams. It's not that I just dream that way. I live that way. Okay? Meanwhile, Krillin was trying to post some stuff yesterday on that same particular post, and I deleted it. Said, bye, Krillin. You know, if you ever seen the movie Friday, bye, Felicia. Same thing. You know, you approach me wrong, I'm going to tell you, get gone. That's real talk, you know. We had a couple of exchanges, and I kept on deleting the stuff. You know, I'm not going for it. So anyway, I was awakened at 4:15 by those notifications of him coming back and trying to post some more stuff. So let's get on with the party. Sense of purpose. If you have a sense of purpose, if you really know what your inner core wants to speak about, then it doesn't take yelling at people. It doesn't take trying to shove information into people's faces. All right? We all have a quest for knowledge and information in our own paths, in our own pace. You know, I could come to you all day and say, hey, Black Panther this, Black Panther that, you know. Now, whether I'm talking about Marvel Comics or if I'm talking about 1960s movements, either way, if you don't want to hear it, then you'll tune out, you know. I'm not a comic book fan, so you don't want to hear about Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear about somebody standing up giving a speech about people's rights. So you don't want to hear about Black Panther Party. Okay, that's cool, but I'm not going to be mad at you. All right, and that's not the only subjects that I know about. I know about a lot of things. So every time I post something, I call it a party, and each party is different. Each party is all to itself. You know what I mean? Sense of purpose. Some people don't have a sense of purpose, so they grab on to what someone else is talking about and try and direct it. It's real bad form to go to somebody else's house and tell them how they are supposed to be a host. It's real bad form to go to somebody else's house, and while that person is playing music, you go through their record collection and start just changing the music to suit your own desires. If I wanted you to be the DJ, I would actually invite you to be the DJ. Notifications coming in. But let me go on and finish this one up. I do plan on posting up quite a few different parties today, inshallah, our Lord willing, because I got a lot on my mind. As a matter of fact, one of the posts is going to be an actual complete video playback screenshots of that exchange between I and Krillin. You know, I don't like to give people any kind of spotlight, but sometimes you have to. You know, I don't live in some land of make-believe where everything is nice and cushy, warm and fuzzy. You know, I got opposition too. And here's the thing. You know you're doing something right when the trolls come out to fight. That's real talk. There was a time for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, where anytime I spoke to anybody, any kind of conversation, it was all rhymes. Anything that I said, it was all rhymes. If I responded to somebody, it was all rhymes. As a matter of fact, I didn't talk much, but if somebody asked me a question, my response was in a rhyme. And another one is this: ask me no questions and I'll tell you no truths. Meaning that if you want an answer, it's going to be the truth. And I'm not going to talk much. So I'm not going to just run up on you and just start talking. That's the other reason why I don't do a lot of live casts. One more thing. I spent a lot of time on Instagram. I spent a whole year pushing Instagram. Through a party yesterday, I was talking about the fact that I don't follow a lot of people. That's part of the post that I'm going to put up today. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you screenshots of all my different profiles. And you will see that I actually do have a lot of names listed as people that I am following. But that is due to an organization that I was with that was talking about I needed to have X amount of people in my contact list. I need 1,000 people, right? And so for each profile, I went out and tried to find about 1,000 people that I could follow. We all know some people are not genuine with their profiles. Some people are out here to give you a bunch of drivel, a bunch of trash, a bunch of extra. So what I decided to do with all of that extra was go back and just do little spotlights. You know, we can post up a 1-minute video that can be shown all over the place. I started out on Facebook about 10 years ago, and I wasn't doing it, you know, just like every day or whatever. It was mostly just to talk to friends. When I joined that organization, my Facebook numbers went from 30 people to 900. And the thing about it is, if I post up something, I don't get a response from 900 people. On Facebook, you have to be mutually friends. You can request to be a friend, and then they have to agree, and now you two are in contact with each other, right? It doesn't mean that if I post up something, then, you know, all those people are actually going to get to see my posts. Know this, and that's not just Facebook. That's Instagram, that's Twitter, even TikTok. I'm on a few different sites. The point is this: even though you might have a lot of numbers that show who's following you and who you're following, if you post up something, it doesn't mean that all those people are going to see what you post. Here's my sense of purpose. One, I could go in and show you all the people who I consider real. And those who I actually do support, let me tell you, I have an idea that I've developed. It's called the community board. I'm in contact with a lot of different people, different walks of life. And that's because I do a lot of different things. And so I relate to people. So that was part of the reason why I was reaching out. Those who are real, I don't mind doing a 1-minute blast showing your trade or whatever it is that you're doing. You know, I'll go into your profile and take some screenshots, post it back up, either throw on a beat that I made, or if you happen to be a beat maker, I'll use your beat, post it up, and here you go, free advertising. Hey, this is what this person does. They're pretty cool. Check them out, you know, or I'll use my own. Check out my beat. It's pretty cool, right? But the aim and the approach is to actually set up a network, Like Minds Network, the community board. And in that process, finding those who are fakes, those who are using bots maliciously, or just giving malicious and false information, expose them as well. And on that end, I call it the Blade Runner tactic. You know, finding those out there who really are false and giving bad senses of purpose. You know, we've been given the chance to actually stall out and chill and think and reflect, but most people are just trying to jump right back into the machine of the system. We're given one life. Please do not subject yourself to spending your life running as a cog in the machine. There's too much else out here we could be doing. We are organic, sentient beings. You were born with certain talents. How many of you out there are actually using your talents as a livelihood for you, your family, your neighborhood, your region? Most important, we all share this globe. It's one world. We can either call it a community, or we can be divided amongst each other. I see no reason for hatred. Some people live off of hatred because they don't have any other sense of purpose. They hate you because you are creative, you are innovative, you are making things happen, you are positive. They they hate it because they can't find it within themselves how to do that, so they promote more hate. Well, it's not your fault that they haven't found it within themselves. But at the same time, they need to, have some readjustment while we are trying to keep building sense of purpose. Thank you for everyone who tuned in for the live cast. Thank you to anyone who actually tunes into this once I actually post it up. I appreciate 1 second out of the day that you choose to hang out with me and everybody else. I appreciate it. Tune in. Stay turned on. Assalamu alaikum.